the problem is big enough, they will find the money.
Because if you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in the value that you're putting out there, then all of this shit is just going to show up and fall off a cliff.
We can't expect something to just magically work. And you can't expect to be really good at something if you've only done it once a month and you've had no other practice. Dog training stuck in the 90s, don't forget.
This is all
Everything
very true.
about it is stuck in the 90s and the fees. So if what's involved in our programme now was in that for 350 quid, like we'd literally be dead on the floor.
Selling season part 3.
We need like a chime. Ding, ding, ding.
Do you know what? I love actually watching your face when I'm about to do something, and it's probably the same when you're about to do something. You're like, I know you're going to do this, but yeah, just I put that out there. Anywho, Loodle. So, selling season part 3. I couldn't tell you what we've covered thus far, but it's been good. I know that much.
Of course it has. It's us.
So, I think one of the things that has come up over the last couple of episodes is mindset around selling. So, what kind of blockers do we hear regularly that people have when it comes to selling?
People won't pay.
People.
What people? People won't pay.
I can't charge that much.
I can't charge that much. Nobody else is doing that. My area is not affluent.
Oh, that's a good one.
My area is saturated.
Did we say I'm not worth it?
Yeah.
Like the opposite of L'Oreal?
Yeah. I'm not worth it. Non-L'Oreal.
Yeah.
Superdrug's own make.
Indeed.
Of makeup.
Yep. Is there anything else? I feel like that actually covers quite a lot though, doesn't it?
It does
all those?
actually.
So the thing is, when you're going into, I was going to say any kind of conversation, but you know, back on one of the last episodes we've done, this is deep rooted in how you market yourself as well, because if you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in the value that you're putting out there, then all of this shit is just going to show up and fall off a cliff. And for me, this is why I think the business industry in itself, i.e. coaches and I'm trying to think of another like business bit, but all that business, you know, like when you can buy, the marketing's done in such a way where it's like, if you implement this thing, you're going to make loads of money. If you do this thing, like if you do a course, you're suddenly going to make loads of money in passive income. If you, like so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. But I think this is where that mindset kicks in going, I'm not good enough to, air quote, charge. I can't even call it high ticket because some of the numbers I see people come out with, I personally wouldn't class that as high ticket. Because I know people struggle to put their prices at like even that 300, 400 mark. And for me, I'm like, those were the price points I was doing 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So I feel like with the world just going the way it's going, those prices should already be double. I know my mortgage is.
Yeah, everything is.
So why anything else?
Because dog training stuck in the 90s, don't forget.
This is all
everything
very true.
About it is stuck in the 90s and the fees.
Yeah, yeah. And again, I think it's this mindset thing. And I think this is why we're in this state now where we are willing to invest in quick fixes, which is ironic because as welfare-based dog trainers, we don't believe in quick fixes.
No, it doesn't align with how we work, is it? So why are we thinking that we can buy something that's going to work in 5 minutes?
I have no idea. Yes, this quick fix mentality, I think that's why we can't do the consistent thing either. Like we show up on social media and we're like, oh, I've done the thing. I've put a post out about myself. I've said I've got so many spaces on a class or in my program or whatever it is. It didn't work.
Yeah. That good old classic statement. It didn't work. Didn't it? How do you know?
Didn't make any sales. That's how I know. Didn't work.
So how do you know that it's not going to work ever? So it's like this whole thing that like marketing marketers talk about, isn't it? It's like everything is a test, everything is a step towards something else to see if, like we know even just changing the name of something could be. So like lead magnets, for example, if you've created like a free PDF for somebody, for your clients, prospective clients, and it's not working because nobody wants it. Well, A, have you talked about it enough? Probably not. And B, what's the name of it? Because that's going to highly influence whether people buy it or not. So there's so many factors around everything. But generally speaking, put a post out, no one comments, no one says they want the thing, no one actually physically goes to your website and buys it, it doesn't work. That's the mentality of a lot of people out there.
Yeah. Do you know what? I am going to liken this to dog training because as a trainer who focused predominantly on educating the human being, like I was that, I'm going to say more hands-off dog trainer. I wanted to get the skills across to the owner. I knew that it's not going to happen overnight. Or even if I did do the hands-on with the dog and like, let's say I could show the owners that, like when you do the demo, it's like, look, the dog can absolutely do a loose lead. It's possible. Yeah. And then like 3 weeks later, they're still, it's not working. It hasn't done anything. I'm like, okay, have you done your homework? That horrible thing that I hate hearing. Yeah. But for the context of this, what have you done? Well, we've done what you've said. Okay, how often? Oh, well, we've maybe done it like 3 times. I was like, okay, for how long? 15 minutes? I was like, okay, so 3 times 15, quick math, 45 minutes you've done in a 3-week period. No wonder it's not working. Like, you got to show up, you got to put the work in, you got to put the reps and stuff in. And this is what we have to start telling ourselves as business owners. Like, you've got to show up and you've got to do the reps. You've got to put that practice in. And this is doing the things that feel uncomfortable, just like your dog owners. It doesn't come naturally to them to think, oh, I'm going to go and train the dog 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day. And in our brain, we're going, it's just 20 minutes. Like, if you can't do 20 minutes a day, then you're a shitty dog owner. Can you imagine calling yourself a shitty business owner?
Yeah.
Because you haven't done it.
But also, like, if the we were talking a bit about email marketing on the last episode, I think it was. But if you can't commit to putting an email out every week that takes you 15 minutes to write, it's only the same thing. Because that's once a week. Like, if we want dog owners to do every day or multiple times a day for 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever we're asking them to do, like, it's the same thing. You can't expect something to just magically work. And you can't expect to be really good at something if you've only done it once a month and you've had no other practice, because anything new is going to take repetition and skill and, like all the stuff. It's all about reps, really, isn't it?
Of course it is. Yeah. So tying this in with the theme of this episode then, of the iceberg. I feel like we're all pretty au fait with, it's a weird word guys, isn't it? Au fait. Anyway, we're all pretty au fait with an iceberg. We get the gist. And no, it's not Titanic. It is. Oh, how's the best way to describe it? Now I'm saying it's really easy.
Because you can only see a tip of what's, like, you can't see what's underneath.
That's it.
So you can see what you can see on the outside, but underneath there's a lot more going on.
Yeah, you have no idea what is going on beneath the surface. It's like that swan analogy as well, isn't it?
Yes, the kicking feet.
It's like looking nice and graceful on top. Oh, it's all fine. Then like fucking hell underneath.
Yeah.
So with regards to selling then, if you look at, and actually this could work from both the perspective of how you feel about selling, and then also when you're in conversation with someone / the person is seeing your messaging, they will have their own shit going on underneath the iceberg as well.
Yep.
So
multiple icebergs happening.
There is multiple icebergs, yes. So think about the things within the iceberg. So beliefs are one of those. What do you believe to be true? And if we're keeping it on the theme of selling, some of those things that we kind of opened this episode with, of like, no one can afford it. No one's going to pay those prices. These are beliefs that you're telling yourself. You don't know it for a fact. even if one person has turned around to you and said, that's too expensive, or I'm trying to think what people have said to me when it's been, the money hasn't been where they want it to be. I don't know if they've said it's too expensive or...
It's a lot more than I thought, or that's a lot more than other people are charging in the area, or something like that, I would say.
But again, like even if you've heard that may be factual to that person, but it also may not be. This is having the skills in your own toolkit to be able to dig deeper into that, because actually that's just a learnt behaviour to get somebody to go away.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily factually true. So what beliefs are you telling yourself? Then that goes into your thoughts. So then how are you showing up? And we've mentioned this in a previous episode about, you know, you finally built the courage up to maybe ring somebody back, and then you start thinking, oh, wow, my belief is they can't afford it, before you've even spoken to them. So now I'm thinking, please don't pick up the phone. Don't do it. It's already like your thought, like you're fucked already.
Mm-hmm.
You're not setting yourself up to succeed in this at all.
No. And it is all about your perception of how someone else thinks. And I think a really good way of doing this is to call yourself out on it and go like, when you're saying they can't afford it, how are you going to prove to yourself that they can't afford it? So if we're using that as an excuse, as a really valid excuse, how can we prove that it is correct then? So that I can actually go into that conversation knowing that that person can't afford it. Like if we're going to be kind of flipping it on its head, you can't. Do you know what their bank says? Do you know how much money they're bringing in and it's going out, and how much expendable cash they've got every month? Do you know how many savings they've got? Do you know what other kind of pots of money they've got hidden around? Of course you don't. Do you know what access to credit they've got? No. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's going to get a credit card to work with you, but there are some people that will.
Yeah,
If the pain is high enough, if the problem is big enough, they will find the money. Look at us when we signed up for this podcast agency. Did we have 35k in our bank? No. But we made it happen because we knew that by investing, we would get the outcome we want, which was showing up here every week for you guys and making sure that we give as much value as we possibly can to support you. And therefore, that then helps our business grow, etc., etc. So if you've got enough belief in the thing and the outcome is really clear and the results are really clear in your head, by investing, it's a big scary thing to do, but I know I'm going to get that return on investment. So maybe that person might be viewing it exactly like that, because you're an awesome person that knows your stuff and is putting out the right things to attract the right people who then believe in you 100% and make that financial bit work.
Yeah. Because how many times have you actually bought something that you couldn't afford?
Or loads of times. I've got a house I can't fucking afford.
Yeah.
Like, it's the
so
biggest
true.
thing we buy, isn't it? Like,
I've got kids I can't afford.
There you go. You make it work though, because you have them and you have to make it work every single day.
Yeah.
So
it's all about your priorities, isn't it? And again, it's like we've given so many examples of these different things over the year, but it's what you find value in. And it is going, okay, because like realistically, if somebody has picked up the phone to inquire with you, they've sent a form in, they've done something, they've taken an action, their brain has already attached a figure to what they believe you're going to quote them.
yes. Yeah.
Now that will be based on your messaging and marketing and everything else that you're putting out there. It will be on how you position your fees, how you position yourself, how you position the business. But that person will already have an idea.
Yeah. It's a bit like a shop, isn't it? So you could look at like a high-end clothes shop. You know, when you go to a city centre and you've got like the Dolce & Gabbanas and stuff like that, you know, like Gucci and stuff. Like you've got you've got a good idea of what's going to happen. There's hardly anything in the shop, is there? Like there's a handbag on a pillar in the middle of the shop. And that's about, so you know for a fact that it's exclusive, scarcity, there's not going to be many of those around, and it's not for everyone. Like you can just tell by the whole persona of the shop and who's working in the shop, and just everything about it gives off that kind of vibe. And then you walk down the street and there's like Poundland, for example. There's like everything's not a pound, actually.
It's so confusing.
It's not, is it? It should be, but it's not. It used to be, didn't it? And now it's like, could be 3, 4, 5. But it's not going to be very expensive, is it? And there's loads of them, and it's like sale and prices everywhere. Like you won't see any prices in Gucci or Dolce & Gabbana probably either. So therefore, like it's a exclusive invitation only. You have to ask how much it is. Therefore, there's a commitment, because you're going to look a twat if you ask and you go, oh, I can't afford that. So you've just got a really good idea that you've got to be sure that you want that thing, and you want it enough to be able to find the money to buy it. If somebody says it's like £2,000, for example, probably more, you'd be prepared for that. So I suppose it's that's maybe quite a good analogy for that.
Yeah.
You go into Poundland, you know what you're going to get. You go into Dolce & Gabbana, you know what you're probably going to get.
Yeah, I did. But this is where, like, I think all of us in the dog industry are doing the industry a massive disservice here, because, and I don't have the data on this, which is annoying, but it is my gut feel from having been a dog trainer for over a decade that when we are positioning ourselves as this general practitioner dog trainer, the public perception is low ticket, £35-ish, maybe 50. Then it starts to creep, and then we're thinking, oh, that's a little bit too much. And I would say it's a fair assessment to think that the public on whole feel the same. Do you agree?
Yes,
Yeah.
I very much would agree.
So you can see actually why we struggle as business owners within this industry to then go, and so if I charge, air quote, any more than that 35 to 60, I'm expensive and people won't pay it. But this is where you have to do the work in your brand to position your fees. And yes, just because the mass market is the £35, if that £35 is going to pay your bills, awesome. Crack on. It's not going to pay my bills.
No.
And it's not going to help me help other people, because I'm doing a lot of work and time, energy for £35.
Yeah, and we've said it before, like if our services and our fees were really low, we wouldn't be able to do this podcast.
No.
Like we've said this so many times, and it still stands. Like the fact that we're able to give so much on this podcast, and the feedback suggests that it is a lot and people are really grateful for it, we wouldn't be able to do it. And that's only because we're serving people with the products and services that we have, by structuring them in the way that they are structured, to then bring in more cash to then be able to do this podcast for you guys who may or may never invest in what we've got to sell. So we're able to help. Can you see that kind of, we want to help everyone? Well, you can't help everyone in a paid form, but you can help people. You can and you can't. You can do like a lower ticket, obviously, thing. But for us, it's like the free is the important bit, because we want people to be able to access it, but only because we've got the other bit working right.
Yeah.
So if you're scratting all round, you can't get those things.
Yeah, because that's it. 'Cause like if we were doing a podcast, for example, and we had a, I don't know, like liken it to dog training, like a £350 program, and this podcast is like what, 35, 36k, and we're going, how many of those do I need to sell just to do that? That doesn't even include paying ourselves. That just barely covers the. In fact,
and all the other outgoings that we've got every month for the business.
I'm going to work it out. What did I say?
Because we do get asked whether we offer just one-off strategy sessions and stuff like that a lot, don't we?
So in order just to pay for the podcast, we would need to sell 103 programs at £350.
What, a month?
No, total.
Oh, okay.
So 103 programs at 350 quid. would mean we could do this podcast.
We wouldn't be able to function if we did that.
No.
We'd be dead with what's involved. So if what's involved in our programme now was in that for 350 quid, like we'd literally be dead on the floor.
Yeah. And again, like that doesn't cover the software costs, doesn't cover paying ourselves a salary so we can pay our mortgage and
the
bills.
The staff member
that we've got now. Being able to go to these shows and exhibit. The book wouldn't exist.
The course probably wouldn't exist.
The course wouldn't exist. That was a fair whack to get that sorted as well. So yeah, all of that stuff. It's just not possible.
It's your choice, guys. If you want it to be 350 quid, we can forget all those things.
Yeah.
But that's the reality of it, isn't it?
Yeah. Because actually, in order to get those 103 courses sold, how would we have time to market it to people?
Oh my God. 300, let me get this right in my head. 350 quid for a year. Is that what we're saying?
Well, I'm not necessarily saying a year.
Yeah, but then you go back to, okay, so if it's not a year, which is what our programme is, if it's not a year and it's like 3 months, how is that getting the result for somebody?
Well, exactly.
It's not. So therefore it comes back down to it's a win for them, it's a win for us, it's a win for the universe. How is that? How does that triangle work? It doesn't.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to achieve what they think they're going to achieve in 3 months, which is exactly why our programme used to be 6 months and now we've increased it to 12 because we knew that people needed more support than that. So if we did it at 3 months, well, they've got no chance.
Yeah. So this all goes back into that below the iceberg bit, because you can have shitty beliefs, which lead to shitty thoughts, which lead to shitty emotions. So then now you're getting in a right state about speaking to people and you're all nervous and it's like, oh God, like I'm already in my head because I believe they can't afford it. So now I'm thinking, don't pick up the phone. And then if they do pick up the phone,
I'm a crumbly mess.
Yeah, exactly. Then you're feeling like nervous and horrible and like, that then shows up in your behavior because you will say crappy things like we said in the previous episode in selling season, that that example of Matt's sister ringing up and being told, we're quite expensive. You can get it cheaper on Amazon. Like, what a shitty behaviour to then show somebody, because now all of that has stemmed from your crappy belief that I can't afford it.
Yeah. And I've lost that trust in you. I'm sorry. I'm out. I'm gone.
Yeah. And you know nothing about me.
Yeah.
You've not asked me any questions. Or maybe, let's face it, let's go into typical dog mode. Well, what have you tried already with the dog? Who have you worked with before?
There you go. There's the beneath the iceberg, isn't it?
Yeah.
Preconceptions about people they've worked with before and that they're crap and they haven't got the results.
Yeah. And I will hold my hand up and say, I was that crappy person.
So I've done it too. Oh, by the way, guys, like when we say this stuff, we know because we've done it.
Mm-hmm. I look back at some of the things I used to say to people on sales calls and I'm mortified that I did it, because I was that person that was like, oh no, you don't want to go to them. They might use a shock collar or they might do something that I really don't agree with and they haven't done their accreditations. I've spent all my time and money and extra time in like going and studying how to do it properly. Like,
and I've heard this from lots of other people.
Yeah. Oh, it's just it's just so sickening, isn't it?
But do you know what though? This conversation right now just helps me understand how much I've changed from that person I used to be and grown. It's only a good thing. Like, although we're doing like the kind of makes us feel a bit ick, but actually just normal human beings that didn't know any different.
I was like, you don't know what you don't know.
Don't know.
And actually, look at who we were surrounding ourselves with. We weren't around each other back then.
No.
And even when I look at it, I was like, I wasn't around anybody, air quote, bad. It was just the theme of.
But you just pick up on what you hear, don't you? And like, I wouldn't say I'm a highly influential person. I'm not one of these people that has to do what everyone else does. In fact, I'm probably more the opposite. But osmosis into your brain, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Like without you, it's like a subconscious thing. And you're doing this, absorbing this information in and regurgitating it, I think half the time without even realising what you're doing. And it comes to like the only way that you start recognising it is if this is resonating with you, if you're listening to this going like, wow, this is really interesting, because I feel like I do that a bit. This might stop you in your tracks, but then it's going, I actually want to do something about that. And by putting your hand up and saying like, I actually want to change that and I actually want to be better than that, that's where you'll make the real difference.
Yeah.
And that's where it's hugely made a difference for both of us, hasn't it?
Yeah. It is. It's wanting to change those thoughts and feelings at the bottom of that iceberg.
Yeah.
Because all the stuff at the exterior, the bits you can see, that's where your behaviours are showing up, and these are the habits that you're doing.
Yeah, so it's a bit like, do you know these, I don't know, I see it quite often, in say like dog Facebook groups where someone goes like, oh, let's create a meetup, or let's create another spin-off group for like local people. So we can bitch and moan, basically, is what the premise of these groups is. So we can just get together and just vent. Okay, what's that going to achieve then? Because you'll feel worse. Like, although you think it's a positive thing to just get together and just regurgitate all the shit that you've had to deal with over the last however long, what change is going to be made off the back of that? Like, I struggle to understand this kind of mentality myself, but I also get that if you don't know any different, you don't have any other options because you're not looking for them maybe, or you're not aware that they're out there, I guess you would probably do that. But just stop and think about, what's that actually achieving? And is it going to make you feel better, or is it going to make you feel worse? I'm guessing you'll probably feel shittier after you've done it. Yeah. And almost probably a little bit guilty for doing it as well, because I've certainly done this where I've gone, oh, I needed to get that off my chest. And the minute I've got it off my chest, I feel bad that I've said what I've said. And I might have slagged somebody off, and I might have said something like, you know, it's that kind of realisation of like, actually, is that a good thing that I've just got it off my chest? Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Yeah, it's all the unintentional stuff, isn't it? And it's just,
if you put your energy into something more positive, trust me, you'll get more back.
Yeah. And you know what? And going back to some of these groups, I think the intention is well-meaning.
I agree. I think
the intention is
do
actually,
something.
Yeah. Let's support each other. Let's refer to one another. Let's get to know each other. And with that, it doesn't take very long. Go back and listen to that episode we did on, what was it? Like a negativity bias, and that humans were predisposed to it. It just naturally comes out.
I think it's really hard to, I genuinely would say this because I've been part of different groups in person, like Facebook and stuff like that over the years. And I definitely think it's so hard to keep positive. And hand on heart, over the last couple of years, since I've been immersed in all this business stuff and personal development and growth, I'm around the right people now. And it's taken like, how old am I? 42 years for me to get to that point of going like, yeah, that's my people. And the minute it tries to spin into something negative, people are there calling you out on it, going like, hold on, right? I know that's coming out of you. How can we flip that into something more positive? Which sounds on the outside might sound a happy clappy, like, oh yeah, let's change it into something positive. And you're like, ugh, and that sounds a bit icky. But actually, it does you so much good to go like, stop it in its tracks. If it's coming out, stop it right there. It's not going to serve you. And let's see how we can flip that to make it serve you and other people around you better.
Yeah. Because actually, I think this can come down to as well, a lot of us in dog world, certainly on the training and behaviour side, although we've entered into grooming world a lot more recently.
We have. I'm loving this actually, the grooming bit.
Yeah, it's really fascinating. And the common thread holding everyone together, I think, is we all want public education to be better around dogs. Like, we want them to know more. And this is where, for us, it's our mission to help you guys with the business arm, because that's how you're going to do it. You're not necessarily going to do it by just sharing what you shouldn't be doing.
This came up in my call last night.
Oh,
many things. Many things.
God, we do go all over the place in these calls.
But it was all like under one umbrella theme, but it's all interlinked, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's showing up in the best way for you, and you having that like fucking, keep referencing old podcasts today because they're just popping into my head. The episode we did with Will Polston about your North Star.
Yes.
It's like, know what you want to do and just keep on that track. And honestly, like, that is how our dog businesses grew as quick as they did, but with that incredible customer service base, because we knew what we wanted. We didn't derail. We didn't go off. It was just there. We just knew what we were doing. It was just like rinse, repeat, keep doing it. Canine Business Academy, the exact same. It has grown phenomenally because we're working towards this one thing. And yes, we're human. We've been distracted by shiny object syndrome. We've fallen off the wagon a little bit. We've had a tough year. But that North Star, that goal, has not changed, which is what makes it really easy to just
hop back on.
But with the support of our mentors to go like, girl, stop being fucking idiots. Just like, go back and do that thing. We're like, okay.
Yeah, you are right.
Okay.
We need you to tell us this and slap our wrists.
But you need like a little gentle shove sometimes to just go like, where are you going? Like, wrong way. Back there. Go over there.
And you know what? Like, it feels so good to, it doesn't, I'm going to say, oh God, why are they always right? Like, I want to be right. You know what? We like to be right. And then it's like, no, they are right. They're the experts. They know what the fuck they're doing. And they're telling us, okay, you can do that. But if you do it, what's going to happen here? Yeah, okay. And it's all about asking the right questions, which we then do to our clients. And we're like, where are you going? Thought you wanted to do this thing. Oh, yeah. No, you are right. I need to keep on track. Thank you. I'm back.
Yeah. But all of this is like, it comes right back down to the bottom of that iceberg again. It's like, what are you believing? Because if you believe that if you do this action, that's going to get you a better result, okay, awesome. But then if that goes through that thought process, that then goes into how you feel about it. If you get all excited, well, you are going to completely go off. But if you've derailed your own track, then
that's on you, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we've got to own it.
Yeah.
So, like tying this all into that theme of selling, anything you are telling yourselves will show up in your habits. In fact, one of our big epiphany moments this year was we had to look at ourselves and go like, hold on, what we're saying versus what our actions are doing are very different things.
Yep.
And
that was hard to swallow.
Yeah,
that was, wasn't it?
Painful.
It like, and we've done a lot of work on ourselves, and that was really hard for, well, I think you, but me. I was like, what? No, that can't be true. Oh God, yeah, that is true. Yeah, we are saying very different things.
Mm-hmm.
Not each other. We're saying different things, but
what we're saying and what we're doing
and what our beliefs are very different things.
Yeah, it's it was a really hard thing, and it all comes down from this thought process, and then I cannot even. I'm trying to think of a way to help you all listening find out how you're showing up in your actions, because again, like if we look at this specifically around selling, what are you doing when it comes to sales that is not serving you? Whether it is, like we've said, the thought process of don't pick up the phone. Or
don't send the invoice after.
Yes.
Do you remember someone yesterday in our we were with our mentor, and they gave an example of like, I can sell, I can do the thing, and someone wants what I've got to.
Yeah, they say,
I'm in, and then she doesn't send the invoice out, and she's like, that's something in my head that is, because I'm worried about sending the invoice out, because do I truly believe that I'm worth that money or whatever but it came up at that point in the sale. So like the call is not a problem, the speaking to the client, potential client isn't the problem, the actual I'm in isn't a problem, and you go, do you want it? Yeah, I'm in. It's the actual sending the invoice bit that she's got the blocker with. So now she's recognised it. She's going to work on it.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Why am I holding back? We call it procrastination. Oh, yeah, I'm busy. I haven't sent it. No, there's a real reason why you haven't sent it.
Mm. And this shows up in so many ways. I would say this shows up for you in... I'm going to out you on the podcast.
Oh God, what am I going to say?
You won't do phone calls.
Yeah, I struggle with phone calls. Do you know what I was going to say in the last episode? Part 2 of the selling season was, we're talking about fear of rejection, because I think for me it's possibly that. And you were like, I don't know why we do it. Why do we feel so rejected? Yeah. Something might have been one of our mentors was talking about this. And it comes back to, this is what I think, please challenge me if this isn't true. But like when you had to go and hunt together and you're in tribes and you're in like little groups, it's that kind of fear of rejection, feeling like you need to fit in to survive. So you attach yourself to a certain group of people, right? So let's take ourselves back to like ancient times, and you don't want to be rejected from that group of people. So I think sometimes it's like that. If I'm rejected, if somebody says no, if I pick up the phone and someone says they don't want it, I might take that as a personal fear, like that of personal rejection. And therefore, like the brain tells you, keep yourself safe. You've been rejected, then you might not be able to survive. So I think it comes back to that safety bit in some cases.
Yeah. And
it's like a subliminal kind of like, you've been pushed out, therefore you could die kind of thing, which sounds really extreme.
No, I get it. What I don't get though is, and again, this is my brain. I understand all of that. What's the difference between being told no on a phone versus no on a phone in a text or a voice note?
Because you haven't got that person. I think it's the human connection bit. It hurts.
What about on a Zoom? We've been told no on a Zoom. You've been told no on a Zoom.
Don't know. Have I?
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't seem as bad for some reason on a Zoom. But I don't know. I don't know is the honest answer. But I'm just saying that might be part of it for some people. I'm not saying that's part of it for me, but it could be. Yeah. The rejection piece. And I'm sure it's like multifaceted, like a lot of these things.
It's the psychology of all of this. Yeah. We spend so much time on learning the psychology of dogs. Fucking hell, imagine if we
But if you keep going deeper and deeper, like if you unpeel yourself like an onion, which we do with our clients, and we unpeel ourselves and bare ourselves.
I don't think there's anything left.
I don't think there's
like a nub soon.
Is it called an onion nub?
An onion nub.
That little tiny thin bit in the middle. Whatever that's called. That's what we are. I don't know. It's looking at every single part of it and going like, on the surface, we just want to be liked and all that. But actually, it could come down to survival, could come down to like, I could, my brain is telling me I could die if I'm not part of this group or this kind of thing. Yeah. And there's obviously going to be other hang-ups around it as well. But it's worth considering. It's worth just
I totally,
realising that it's a lot deeper than you think it is. There's surface level shit out there. Again, the iceberg, surface level stuff you can see, and there's so much going on underneath that you just have no clue. You don't even know where it comes from. You just know the stuff there.
Just going to say it again, like we're so fucked up as humans.
Absolutely. What chance have we all got?
Literally, like how are any of us functioning in life and just getting on with everything?
And if you are and you're making a good go of it, well done.
Yeah.
It's not easy, this life thing, is it?
No. Do you know what I'm actually curious to ask everybody? And I feel like I do actually want people to respond to this.
So we're asking for a very specific call to action, are we, on this?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to say it, see what you think. I want to get people's feedback on how they would feel about a super long episode. Because I feel like we scratched the surface and then I feel like it's a bit done.
So what do you feel like a Joe and Vicky Stephen Bartlett-esque episode?
Ryan would be like, fucking hell, I need like a gallon of coffee.
Oh my God, we could do like a full day with a lunch break in the middle, but you guys wouldn't know. And we'll just splice it together. Do you reckon?
Yeah, I feel like I need to know. Well, okay. I'll do it if people want it.
I mean, if we do it, we're not going to do it every week.
God,
FYI.
no. No,
But
no.
if you like the idea of it, please respond.
Yeah, like a big deep dive one.
hello@k9businessacademy.com. Yay, do a long Stephen Bartlett, or no fucking way.
To the point.
Yeah.
Cool
We like
beans.
to the point.
Right. Go and Swan.
Go and Swan, go and Iceberg. Consider what's beneath the surface stuff. That's the theme.
Like it. Right. Toodles.